What's happening, everybody? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell as I upload videos every single day. Now, the question is, after the Los Angeles Clippers have folded, lost in 7 games, 3-1 lead that they lost to the Denver Nuggets, what do they do next? Like, what's next for the Clippers? It's the biggest question on everybody's mind because they have this super team, or supposed to be super team. They're way into the luxury tax, and they didn't win a championship. They didn't even get out of the second round. They didn't even make it to the Western Conference Finals. So what in the hell do they do to improve this roster, to improve this team, to guarantee that they at least make it to the Western Conference Finals? Well, one, you can't guarantee that. And here's why. Because this team was the best chance the Clippers had of winning a championship in their history of their organization. Let me repeat. This team this year was the best chance the Clippers had of winning a championship in the history of their organization. This team this year was the Clippers' best chance of winning a championship in the history of their organization. Why? Because one, the Warriors were injured. The Warriors were gone. KD left the Warriors. Steph and Clay got hurt. They didn't have a chance in hell of doing anything. They had the second best or first best odds. They got the second overall pick. They're going to be back. They're going to be back. Draymond, Steph, and Clay with that number 2 pick, or if they flip that number 2 pick to a guy like Bradley Beal or anybody out here, or if they draft a kid like James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, whatever, they're reloading. They're going to be back. So that's going to be another obstacle in the way of the Clippers. The Denver Nuggets, they clearly show you that they can beat the Clippers. They're only garnering championship experience, and they might mess around and beat the Lakers. I highly doubt it, but they could. They're in the Western Conference Finals. They came back 3-1 against the Clippers and the Jazz. They clearly are a great team. So they're going to be back and better and more experienced. I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to be even better for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray is going to take his game to the next level as he has in these playoffs. The Joker's only getting better. So they're back. So you got the Warriors who'll be back. Denver will be better. The Lakers are still going to be a team in the way, a team of force, a team that's going to be great. Houston, I don't know what they're going to be doing. I don't think they're going to be much of a factor, but they're still a team that you always got to just keep on the radar. And then the East is going to be better because guess what? Kevin Durant's back. Kevin Durant will be back for the Brooklyn Nets. So even if the Clippers somehow beat the Warriors, overcome and beat the Nuggets, and then meet the Lakers and beat them, they got to go to the East, and more than likely will face either a Boston Celtics team, a Miami Heat team, 2 teams that are young but are garnering championship experience. One of those teams will be in the finals this year and have a chance to win the championship this year. Or they will face Kevin Durant. And whatever Milwaukee does, I don't know, but Kevin Durant and the Nets are the team that's going to be the team to beat in the East next season. That's just my thought. So, and Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, yeah, they're going to be a problem over there. And if they mess around and pull off a trade and get Drew Holiday, it'd be even worse. So, the question is, so what do the Clippers do? Well, the Clippers will probably lose Montrezl Harrell this offseason, simply because he won 6th Man of the Year. Even though he didn't look great in the playoffs, in the bubble, he's going to command an $80, $90 million contract. The Clippers just simply can't afford him. They'll probably lose Marcus Morris, a guy who's a tough guy who plays a little dirty, but whatever. But he makes sometimes, and he didn't make against Denver, but sometimes he makes big threes, whatever. So they're probably going to lose Trez. They're probably going to lose Marcus Morris. What they can do is go out and get a rim protector, and they need to go out and find some more shooting and another playmaker, a guy that's more of a two-way guy when they're supposed to have the 2 best two-way guys on the team. So I don't know. I don't know if a championship is in the Clippers' future because once you lose Trez, who is a scorer, once you lose Marcus Morris, I don't know how you replace those guys on your team. I don't know if you can replace those guys with players that are better or players that fit more of a scheme or players that can protect the rim. Because down the stretch against Lou Will, when the Nuggets put Lou Will in the pick and roll, or Trez was guarding the Joker, it was an easy bucket for Denver every time. Hell, it was an easy bucket whoever was guarding Jamal Murray. He dropped 40 in that Game 7. So I don't see the Clippers having much success. I thought this year was their best year. Kawhi said it was Kawhi Town. Everybody was in a bubble. They thought load management would help. Everybody got 3 months of extra rest. You came to a bubble. There was no home court advantage for the Lakers. You didn't have to play any road games against Denver up in the altitude. and somehow, some way, you still lost to a 23-year-old and a big man named Nikola Jokic. A 23-year-old and Jamal Murray and a big man named Nikola Jokic, and this was your best chance to win because the Warriors are coming back full force with a guy in the number 2 pick that's going to be crazy talented. Or if they aren't able to flip it and turn it into a veteran all-star. The Nets will be better. Denver will be even better because now they'll have championship experience and their guys are locked up. And the Lakers are the Lakers with LeBron and AD. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's next for the Clippers. Let me know what you think is next for the Clippers. I thought this was their best year to win a championship. And now also, not to mention, Paul George can opt out after next season. Kawhi Leonard can opt out after next season. And I don't see those guys having any motivation being great next year because it's just going to get that much tougher. And if Kawhi does low management and misses 15 games of a shortened season next year, and we aren't playing in a bubble, and guys got to go on the road for Game 7s, if they get a chance to play in Game 7s, it's not going to be any good, man. Let me know your thoughts on the Clippers. I said this year was the best chance to win a championship. I think after this year, it's over. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. I'll see you next time.